we go again.
So with that being said, was the Clippers wrong for the Paul George? Here's the accelerated timeline of what happened, right? He said in the beginning of the year, they offered him like a 2-year, $60 million deal. So 30 a year, right? And then they gradually kind of went up, and then he was like, nah, just stop. We ain't talking about this till after the season. Fast forward, after the season, he played 74 games, 73 games, right? He said, well, listen, if y'all telling me I'm that guy and you want me here and Kawhi here long term, then just give me what you gave him, right? So he said, if Kawhi ain't gonna take the full max, I won't take the full max. Give me. So they got up to 150 for 3 years, right? So he said, cool, but do 150 for 3 years and give me a no trade. And they was like, nah, we can't do that. He said, okay, then do the 212 for 4, and let's call it even, because that way, if you trade me, I got paid, right? And so they was like, nah, go ahead.
And they do have a history. They signed Blake Griffin to a max contract and traded him 6 months later.
Yeah, so he's like, look, it ain't about the money, but it's about the respect, though. If you're telling me, if you're saying this, then put it on paper, right? Like, so once that happened, after they didn't already gave me the disrespectful contract, all right, then I'm open to hearing what other teams have to offer. And so he said when Philly pulled up, Dr. J pulls up. Yeah, Joe Dumars pulls up. Like, are they rolling out the red carpet? He said the boy Dr. J told a story. He said, man, we made it to the championship, didn't make it. Made it to the championship, didn't make it. Made it to the championship, didn't make it. He says, then we signed Moses Malone. We made it. He was the missing piece. You're the missing piece. And that boy was ready to sign right then and there, bro.
Hey, listen, man, I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell you this. Before I tell you my answer, Dr. J still one of the smoothest operators ever. Because I remember going to Vegas, right? And I was on a flight with Dr. J, and he was out there with some fine little tender. Now, Dr. J at the time was probably about 65. This chick that Dr. J was with had to be half his age easily, though, right? Half the age easily, though. Now, it could have been that he's out there with his granddaughter. I don't know. But either way, it didn't look like it. And she was out there fine, right? Okay, so Dr. J still carries that cachet in the NBA community because I think that people still look at him like he's still Dr. J, right? It's not quite Michael Jordan, but I think he has an aura like Michael Jordan, though, right?
Yeah.
Here's my response to that. I told you last week, nobody's wrong when it comes to Paul George. So do I think the Clippers were wrong? No, I don't think that the Clippers were wrong. Do I think Paul George was right to feel like he was being disrespectful, being disrespected by their contract offer? Yes, he does. Do I think Philly should have offered him the bigger contract? Yes. But do I think that from the Clippers' perspective that they thought that it was a disrespectful contract offer? No, I don't think that they're wrong. And here's the reason why I don't think that it's wrong. Because if you're looking at it based off of salaries, you're saying, well, pay me what you're paying Kawhi, right? And they didn't want to pay him what Kawhi was what they were giving Kawhi, right? And the reason why is because they don't see you as his equal. Like it's always been that you're the Robin. We don't see you as two Batmans on the same team.
I get that. That makes sense the way that they presented the contract, but that ain't what they telling them. That's the difference, and that's where yeah.
He reading in between the lines.
No, I get it. No, he read between the lines.
Yeah, he did. Yes, but they didn't have to say it because the actions say, we don't see you. Kawhi is the guy. We only got you here because that's what it took to get Kawhi here. And so to be quite honest with you, it tells me that they see him as more expendable than James Harden because I think that the James Harden contract was an overpay with all things considered, but you would say, well, golly, he did lead the league in assists. He didn't have credentials, but here
he got 2 years 70.
He got 2 years, $70 million, $35 a year. That's right under. But this is my thing. it's a contract that was James Harden friendly because then he goes to and put up his numbers and he's eligible to come back to get the same kind of contract, whether it's them or somebody else. But my thing is this though. I think that the issue is that I think that Paul George I thought that what they thought, them offering Paul George 30 a year, yeah, you can go out and get that on the open market to another team. But to be quite honest, what it's saying is that we've seen what you put out, bro. And we think that 30 a year, 35 a year is fair based off of what we think your history says we're going to give you, though, which we're going to get back for you. So do I think that, listen, Paul George, James Harden should be making around the same amount of money. But I can't really, I like Paul George a lot. But I can't justify any scenario that he should make more money than James Harden or equal the money that Kawhi, because I don't think that James Harden at this point should be making what Kawhi, like you pay people based off of their value to your team. So if you pay him what you're paying to Kawhi, it's like that means that salary wise you're equal. Right, but that's why nobody on the Lakers get paid what LeBron gets paid, because they don't see him, they don't see them as equals to LeBron. AD doesn't get paid what LeBron get paid. Nobody will, because LeBron is the Batman. And so I just think that Kawhi, don't get me wrong. I can understand why Kawhi said, listen, if y'all not gonna give me what everybody else thinks, that that's on a fair free market. That's the beauty of free agency in the NBA, is that somebody is willing to go ahead and do that though. So do I think that Philly should have? Yeah, because your third best player was Tobias Harris, bro. Yeah, you gotta pay a little bit more. And so, you know, I think that it's like, but then it's like that's why you gotta go ahead and re-up on Tyrese Maxey's contract as well, though, man. So I don't know, man. But like I said, with Paul George, and nobody's wrong when it comes to Paul George, bro. So I don't think that the Clippers were wrong.
Well, I'm happy for him though. He'll get to play. I mean, I hope everybody stay healthy over there. And I hope he get to make a deep run.
I do think it is kind of funny though that he's going to Philly when James Harden played in Philly though. That's the thing I don't think that people are actually talking about as much. Like it didn't work for James Harden over there, but he's like it might be different. But again, Paul George fits on any team. And he said that it was real close to him going to the Warriors. And I think that it would have put the Warriors right back up there though, bro. So he's that good though, bro. But at the end of the day,
Well, I like
you
that the
gotta
Warriors.
already have him.
I like
Yeah.
that the Warriors got Buddy Hill though. I mean,
I do too. I
yeah,
do too. I think he's as close to Klay Thompson as you're gonna get.
100%. Plus, you beat out the Lakers to get him.
Yeah. I just think that Paul George, bro. Let me tell you though, man. I just think that in the end, the 76ers aren't, even though they have Paul George, I think it makes them more competitive. Do I think it makes them a clear favorite? It should. It should. But I thought that almost on every team that Paul George has been on, bro. So I don't know.